So what I want to share with you is some of those things that I learned, because it wasn't easy. Like going from that pit and crawling out of it, I learned a few things. And that's what I want to share with you guys today, 4 of those. Sound good? Okay. The first ones are going to be more about life in general, and then maybe some of the later ones will be more towards drumline. So the first one is don't care what people think. And you guys have heard that before. Or be your best self. And that sounds a little bit cheesy, but honestly, what I've learned is that at the end of the day, if every single person in the world likes me, and they say, Parker, you're amazing, like you're incredible, you're great, but if I don't like myself, then where does that leave me? Kind of at 0, right? And so we spend all this, instead of spending all this energy and time worrying about like what hundreds of people think of us, and you guys use social media, right? And it's like, well, how many people liked my photo, and what are people thinking of me? And we try to manage what like hundreds of people are thinking of us at any given moment, and it's exhausting, right? Instead of just focusing on the only person whose opinion actually matters, and whose opinion actually matters and your happiness is your own, right? So I'd rather, instead of spending all those hours and all that stress and angst worrying about what other people think, I'd rather put that energy towards what I think about myself. And it's something that we do a lot. We compare ourselves to other people, and we think that our value and how good we are equals how good we are at like sports or at music or how good we look, how tall we are. And we think all these things define us, when in reality it's more about who we choose to be. It's not like our words don't define us, it's what we choose to do, if that makes sense. So that's the first one, is be your best self. The second one is to, and this is going to sound weird, maybe, but make friends with mistakes. Make friends with failure. And we're scared to fail. You guys probably at drumline like don't ever think about messing up, right? Probably never crosses your mind, like messing up, right? But no, we fear messing up, right? Because if we mess up, then people are going to like criticize us and judge us. You guys know what I'm talking about? And the thing is, so it hurts. When we mess up, it hurts. Like that's just how life is. And so a lot of times we won't put ourselves out there because we don't want to be in a position to get hurt and to be criticized by other people. So we'll say, well, I won't really try as hard as I should, and I will avoid failure at all costs. But what I'm here telling you is that failure is actually your friend. Like what's that part of Finding Nemo? It's like fish are friends, not food. Anyway, that's a little unrelated. But failure actually is your friend. And yeah, sure, people, when you fail, people might think things and judge you. But remember, we already talked about being your best self. Like, I'm the only one who decides how I feel about myself. So if it were me, I'd say, let's go fail as fast as possible so I can learn as fast as possible. If I don't fail, I don't feel any pain. And if I don't feel any pain, I'm not going to change. And if we continue to do the things that we're comfortable with, then we'll never be more than we are now. Okay? So why don't you guys like take a second and just think about one thing that maybe you've been scared to do because you might fail and you haven't done it yet. And just think about what that is. And we'll come back to that later. We'll be thinking about that. So the third thing is to get out of your comfort zone as often as possible. And we like being in our comfort zone, right? Who likes being in our comfort zone? And the funny thing is, when we're in our comfort zone, the discomfort actually comes in and finds us, right? Have you guys ever been like on Instagram for like 2 hours and then you like look up and you're like, you just feel kind of sick. You're like, wow, what did I just do? And you're like, oh yeah, comfort zone's great. Like here I am scrolling through, or I'm just playing, we're doing whatever. And then eventually that discomfort comes in and finds you. And you feel bad about it, right? And so what I'm suggesting is that instead of waiting for the discomfort to come and find you, you be the one who goes to the edge of your comfort zone and you find it. You guys get what I'm saying? And so last night actually, you guys seen Kung Fu Panda 3?
No.
No. I know. I actually went and saw it last night, so I'm like half the things I'm saying actually come from that movie. But so there's a part where he says like, if you always do what does it say? If you always do what you know how to do, then you'll never be more than you are now. And what I'm here to tell you guys is that who you actually are is not who you are in this moment. Because who you are in this moment has only experienced so much. But there is so much that you haven't done yet and haven't experienced. So who you really are is not who you are right now. It's actually someone like infinitely greater. And it starts with getting out of your comfort zone. So why don't you guys take a second? And so we had you thinking about one thing that you've kind of been scared to try. Why don't you guys just think of one thing that you've always wanted to do? And I don't know if you guys have something to write with or a phone to take a note. No, you guys don't have to do it, but what I recommend is that write down something that you can do to get out of your comfort zone. And if you want to do it after, that's fine. Sound good? Okay. Last thing. You guys ready? Last thing is, and this one is more specifically, I think, towards you guys, but practice like it's real. Practice like it's real. And I actually believe that there's no such thing as practice. That when we say practice, a lot of times we think, well, it doesn't count. It doesn't sound real, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? And so we don't really try as hard as we can, and we don't really put our heart out there on the line and say, yeah, I'm going to try my best, because it's just practice. And so if there's no consequence, if there's no pain in practice, then it actually doesn't teach you anything. And a lot of times we focus on the end result, right? And I know you guys practice and you kind of expect everything to be exactly perfect for your final performances, right? At the end of the day, though, there's really only one person you can control, right? And so your success actually doesn't depend on how well everyone performs together, because something's always going to go wrong. You can't control everything. So at the end of the day, if you can say that you opened your heart up and you gave every single thing that you had, even if the rest of the people totally blew it and you lose the contest or whatever, even if you fail, if you gave everything you had, you actually won. It was actually a victory. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So make friends with let's go through this again. So it's be your best self. Don't care what people think, right? Make friends with failure. It's fine. If you don't care what people think, then go out and fail. Just go fail. Learn. Make mistakes. It's fine. We get so worried about it. But it's who cares? I want to learn, so I'm going to go out and make the risks to fail. The third thing was get out of your comfort zone. You guys are thinking of a goal, of something to do to get out of your comfort zone. Last one is practice like it's real. So, you guys ready to do it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you letting me be here. And that's all I have.